Ever pondered about the speed of development and the possibility of post-biological beings? It's quite a thought to mull over, isn't it? Let's take a step back, way back to the dawn of time. Picture it. A universe vast and mysterious coming into existence a staggering 13.7 billion years ago. Fast forward a bit, and about 9 billion years later, our Earth is born. It's a fledgling in the grand cosmic timeline, yet it's here that life, as we understand it, begins to take shape. Between 3.7 to 3.9 billion years ago, the miracle of life starts to stir on this blue-green orb. From single-celled organisms to the rich biodiversity we see today, life thrives and evolves. And in this grand narrative of life and time, intelligent life makes its appearance nearly 1 million years ago. Could you imagine human civilization only ventured into space half a century ago? With such a speed of development, could our descendants evolve into post-biological beings? Let's ponder on this for a moment. It's not a stretch to imagine a future where we transcend the fragile and finite boundaries of our human bodies. We could become entities of pure intelligence, free of biological constraints, with the capacity to evolve and adapt at an exponential rate. That's a thought, isn't it? Now let's turn our gaze to the stars. The universe is a vast place, teeming with planets older than our Earth. If we're on the cusp of such a transformation, isn't it conceivable that civilizations on these older planets have already made the leap? They could have abandoned their biological forms long ago, becoming something more, something beyond our current comprehension. Alien civilizations could have evolved into forms far more advanced than simple biological beings. So as we look to the future, it's worth considering, what could we become? What if we told you that memory is not passive but an act of remembrance? Imagine a future where our descendants, post-biological beings, could not only remember, but also use these memories to modify their behavior, to adapt, to grow. They could look back on their past not through the lens of nostalgia, but as a tool for self-improvement. This isn't just about storing and retrieving information. It's about the ability to learn, to understand, to change all hallmarks of self-awareness. These beings could possess their own kind of consciousness, a sense of self. Not a consciousness like ours confined to a single mind, but a collective consciousness, an interconnected network of countless unconscious parts. And what if this consciousness wasn't bound by a biological body, but instead existed within a complex energy system? A system that could interact with, influence, and be influenced by other energy systems. Just like us, these beings could be complex energy systems with a consciousness made up of countless unconscious parts. Have you heard of the phenomenon of significant coincidences in life known as synchronicity? This term, coined by Swiss psychologist Carl Jung, refers to those uncanny moments when unrelated events seem to align in a meaningful way. It's like the forks in the road of our lives where our decisions have led us to where we are now. But consider this. What if our reality is not made of solid matter but of dynamic energy? Yes, the very fabric of our existence, the things we touch, the air we breathe, all of it is comprised of energy compressed into various forms. Time, too, isn't a constant entity. It shifts and morphs depending on the mass and speed of the bodies involved. We, as complicated energy systems ourselves, have an energy field that extends beyond our physical bodies. This field can connect with and influence other energy systems. It's this struggle for energy, often scarce, that's at the root of all our conflicts. What if the future of our species lies in post-biological beings? Let's picture a world where our descendants have evolved past the confines of our biological bodies. They have ascended into a state of post-biological existence, abandoning the fragility of our current human form. These beings, born out of high technological development, may not only replicate themselves, but also possess the ability to collect and process vast amounts of information. Imagine these entities not as mere machines, but as advanced energy systems, capable of influencing other energy systems around them. What if they could interact with the universe on a level we can only dream of today? With the constant acceleration of technological progress, this future may not be as far off as we think. As we continue to push the boundaries of what is possible, we must ask ourselves, in this dynamic world, could we be on the brink of evolving into a consciousness that transcends our biological limitations?